You don't have to.
Don't fathers usually smoke pipes?
Yeah, some of them do. The 1950s ones.
I don't think my father's ever smoked a pipe in his life. Explains why I don't know quite how to hold it. Maybe a bong. But this isn't about fathers in the subjective sense. This is about fatherly advice, right?
Yeah.
Given to you in a leather wing chair with slight disappointment you didn't get into Harvard or Princeton. Let's say my advice is to not be a part of this family no more. You tarnish the name. Well, my pipe's out, so I better start drinking. Let's make the fatherly advice. To another edition of Stipulations, the cocktail show where we build a cocktail based on stipulations given to us by you, the audience. And today what we're working on in honor of Father's Day, it's called Fatherly Advice. The stipulations for this drink were that it had to have alcohol in it had to have 2 mixers, and it had to be called Fatherly Advice. So let's get into the Fatherly Advice. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put 2 ounces of our bourbon. We decided to use bourbon as our alcohol. Actually, not even because our father likes alcohol. He doesn't like bourbon, he likes Canadian stuff, and I just can't drink Canadian stuff. And we're also going to put in a full ounce of coffee. Now, you could use a coffee liqueur. We just used cold coffee. Don't use warm coffee because it'll dilute your drink when you put the ice in it. That should be pretty self-explanatory for most people. Then we're going to put our chocolate bitters. We just had these hanging out. 1 dash of chocolate bitters. And then 2 dash of our orange bitters. 1, 2. And then we're going to use our sugar from Old Forester. They did not give it to us. This was just in a box with the bottle. And so it's their proprietary blend. It kind of is like a little brown sugar mapley. It's actually very good. And we're just going to stir this into our dog park. I hear you, buddy. I'm just gonna put some ice in there and we're gonna stir it until it is chilly. You're not even looking at me. Chilly. Got my strainer and we're gonna pour this into our rocks glass here. Spill a little bit on the... My father always said, spill a little bit on the table. And we got our nice... And here is the fatherly advice and a piece of my hair. Smells kind of like coffee, but kind of like maple almost. Nice bourbon notes too. That is pretty tasty though. That's some good advice. Some good advice comes out of this. I don't know exactly what the caffeine and the coffee will do to you, mixed with the bourbon and the chocolate. All right, we put chocolate bitters in here too. A little bit of orange. It's really good, actually. Tastes like something a father would drink. Frank, do you want to try it? Yes.
I'm an old man. Yes.
Is that
oh, and a piece of Jake's hair.
See, I should start wearing a hairnet.
Yeah, that's good. You know what? It kind of just tastes like... It tastes like hazelnut coffee for some reason.
Yeah.
It kind of has like a... Right? It's very sweet you wouldn't want that again. You always say bourbon is sweet. And the more time that I drink bourbon, the sweeter it actually becomes. I think that's just after a while you get over the fact that it's not total just all alcohol. But yeah, no, it's very good. Yeah, it's very fatherly. It's very
sugar.
Oh yeah, okay. So that might be why it's a little sweet, but it's definitely something that your dad would be sipping on while giving you some advice that maybe you didn't really want, but then at the end you realize he's just trying to be a good guy and help you out. Good guy.
So that is the fatherly advice. I think it's the perfect drink to make for your father on this Father's Day. But not next week, but in 2 weeks from now, summer will be in full swing, and the summer solstice is June 21st or 20th this year, and that really rings in the legitimate solar beginning of the season, which is summer. That's how people say that. Not drunk, it's just very hot in the studio. And yeah, so the two battling cocktails are Beach Ball or Surf's Up. You decide who wins. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more great content, we have plenty of it. We have 55 episodes of our podcast in conversation, and a new one is coming up, not this Friday, because you're watching this next Friday. Like, share, subscribe, and keep on commenting.